Oh, hello? Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. I was muted. Is Ascendance of a Bookworm worth your money? Maybe. Maybe. Why does it seem like my volume's low? Why does it seem like my volume's kind of low? No? Hey chat, is this better? Is Ascendance of a Bookworm worth it? Still muted. Wait, yeah? Wait, no, yeah, it was better? What? I don't even touch this shit and it still gets broken! Hi. Potato PC fan, I like it. Thanks. Thanks. I love my terrible PC fan. Hold on. Is it that hold on. Test. I'll just turn the background up. And you can't hear you can't hear the PC fan. Urka's muted! Oh my god! Potato PC, I'm getting a new computer, chat. I'm getting a new computer. It just has to get to the place and I gotta go pick it up. So, Ascendance of a Bookworm. That hurt actually really bad. I just slammed my hand down onto my phone and it actually hurt really bad. I'm making mistakes so you don't have to. Pipkin Pippa! Hi. Are you strong enough to pick it up? Shut up. Shut up! Shut up! I hurt myself today. Let me open this back up. I saw Spice and Wolf is on Google Books for like $4, so I picked it up, even though I own the physical copy already. I don't know what my problem is. Wow, that's kind of loud. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. It has... Oh, there we go. So. It was cheap. I can't resist a good deal. I'll just read it again. Pippa, can you pause? I have to go to work for 8 hours. Oh, no, I don't think I can do that. Are we in a club? We're in the club. Recorder? A little bit. So, Ascendance of a Bookworm. There was also free. The Science of Influencer Marketing. That was also free. Will I read it? Probably not. But it was free, so I added it to my collection. It's probably full of god-awful advice. It is probably full of god-awful advice. But I need all the help I can get, oh lordy. So. Ascendance of a Bookworm. I'm gonna give... Should I give my thoughts now? Or should I give them at the end? I feel like if this was a video, it would be better to like give my thoughts at the end, but... This is a stream. What the fuck is this music? Do it now? Okay, so my final thoughts is that the epilogue heavily redeemed the book. My thoughts on Ascendance of a Bookworm is that the ending hella... The fucking music is so distracting! The ending, the epilogue, and like the chapters from the other characters' POVs. I think this series. Can you lower the PC fan volume? The fan. Hello, please stop. I can't. I've spent too much time around Californians. Oh, the reverb. I should turn that off. Can you wait? I need to pee? No. Hold on. Oh. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Is that better? No California speaking around here. 𝐶𝑯𝑨𝒀𝑇𝐴, thank you for the $2. Aren't we the PC fans? Maybe. Take it off. So, is now I'm muffled? What the fuck? Hold on. Wait, now sounds pretty good. I'm still muffled. Am I still muffled? Worse? What the fuck? How's that? Maybe put that up a little bit. Is that better? Why do you keep muffling yourself? I don't know. The music is still too loud. Listen, chat. You guys are a bunch of needy little bitches. Okay. To put it eloquently, then. To put it eloquently, I think this series would do better to more frequently include chapters from other characters' points of view. Shut the fuck up, Marywhack. I think the ending of the story giving like insight into how the other characters actually perceive mine heavily redeemed the story, and I think that it should have been like that from the start. I think starting around the midway point, actually, when mine starts to really become unbearable. Volume 1. Joins the church? I haven't even gotten to that yet. We're in Volume 1. You're speaking over the... Dan Holston, shut the fuck up! I think around the midway point of the story is when I really started to lose interest. Around halfway through the light novel, I really started to feel like this is really dragging on. I know it's short. It's only like... Oh, it's more than that. It's like 276 pages? 280 pages? It's a pretty short book. It's a pretty short book. But at the halfway point, it really starts to get... Like, it feels like nothing is happening. You find out shortly after that it's only been 6 months. It's long for a light novel, I guess. It's only been 6 months inside the universe. And it sets up some good foreshadowing. Like, there's some very obvious foreshadowing. I like that. I like that... The side characters are pretty well developed, even though we don't really get to see inside their heads, except for in the epilogue and the additional chapters. I really like a lot of the characters, like Otto. I'm very attached to Otto. Otto is a good boy. Usually in anime, that means he's gonna die a horrible death. Synchro, thank you for becoming a big PP. Who would have thought that reading the whole book would answer all the questions and complaints you had about the last book club, Pippa? It didn't answer all of them. And it didn't solve all my complaints either. Westing, thank you for the $2. What do you think about Power Rangers? I used to love Power Rangers. I used to love Power Rangers growing up. Honestly, it's terrible, but I would rather read the series that is about Otto, like, meeting his wife, Karina? Is that her name? Like, I would rather read a story about Otto just, like, living his life as a merchant, and then, like, his insane grand romantic gesture of, like, getting citizenship in this fucking random town just because you're like, I love her so much, bros! I feel like that would have been a... That would have been a cute little story, and I'm really partial to... partial to, like, the merchant stuff, just in general. Oh my god, more of this. I liked Benno. I liked Benno as well. Lutz is kind of, I don't like childhood friend characters. I don't like childhood friend characters really, so Lutz is kind of like, eh. Like I just send it weird. Thank you for becoming Big Pee-Pee. Merchant stuff happens next volume. What was I gonna say? The PP or not the PP? Why? Because you don't have any? Merchant skills? God, no. This gets pretty interesting in the next volume. Oh, you mean childhood friends? Shut up. Shut up. Who can afford a childhood friend in this day and age? People would like to thank the many members. Yeah, I thought the dad is annoying. I'm glad that the family just like they just are dense, you know, like one of the other characters refers to them as thick-headed. During the epilogue? Was it Otto that refers to them as thick-headed? Yeah. And the epilogue on page 252, good for her that she's got thick parents. If they had noticed, they might have thrown her out for being a freak. I'm glad they point this out. Her parents are so stupid, and they err on the side of, like... I feel like being, like, just genuine, like... I don't want to say, like, nonsense, but, like... They're really stupid, right? They're really stupid. Like they're so fixed on, I guess, just like their day-to-day life. Err on the side of loving their daughter. You can't say nonce, that's a British word. They're commoners. I don't think just being common. That's not what the word. Not. I thought nonce was like idiots. Okay, imbecile, like a simple. They're simple people. They're very simple people. I thought, oh, British slang for pedophile. Oh my god. Okay, I thought it was dunce. I was thinking of the word dunce. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb, chat. They're simple. They're dunces. I confuse nonce with dunce. Nonce does mean idiot, does it? Am I not an idiot? Hold on. Nonce. Idiot. Yeah, no, people do use it to mean idiot. Yeah, UK slang, a stupid or worthless person. Fuck you, chat. Fuck you. Fuck you, I actually had it. I did have a right. It just also does mean pedophile. But anyways, regardless. Yeah. They're very simple-minded, and I don't want to hear the excuse, oh, they're commoners, because just because you're a commoner doesn't mean that, like, you can't be intelligent. And I guess it's not to say they're not intelligent. It's just they're so fixated on like their very specific daily happenings, I guess. Like I don't mean to say like, oh, they should be like buying books for their children or whatever, or they should be expanding their worldview, or they should be it feels like they don't really have... The characters feel like they don't really have their own interests. The characters don't feel particularly attached to mine. I know there's like the one moment where the father's like, oh, I'm just happy to see you live another day, you know. On page 188, I love you, Yellow River Culture. For years, I've been worried that the next time you got sick would be the last day of your life, but you're healthier now, and that's good enough for me, said Dad, which made Tully shrug. And they're talking about how mine never really had to do any housework or anything because they were just worried that she was gonna drop dead. And while I can understand that point of view, and I think that's fair, you know, like, okay, they're worried that she's gonna die, but what I don't think is okay is that it doesn't really feel like they ever really treated her like she was alive either. Like, I don't know, it felt, how do I explain this? It felt more to me like they were feeling burdened by the fact that she might get sick and annoyed by the fact that they had to deal with her. And they seemed apathetic to her incredibly strange behavior. And seemingly, like, didn't even notice that, like, their child's personality had changed so much. Presumably, considering somebody else took over her body. That they just really didn't feel like particularly loving parents. And then that hits even harder when it turns out that they're, for Mine's baptism, they're just gonna use Tuli's dress. So Tuli, they make a big deal out of making her her own dress and everything. And then for mine, it's like, well, we're just gonna tailor Tuli's dress to you. And you can make defenses like, oh, okay, well, they don't wanna have to sew another dress because they're poor. Or again, like, oh, they're just happy that she's alive. But it feels more like apathy to me. It doesn't feel like they're happy about her or that she's doing better, or they don't seem interested in her. It felt... Hand-me-downs are normal, especially if you're poor. Yes, that is true. As somebody who grew up like exclusively getting hand-me-downs in terms of clothing. Yeah, but the baptism thing is like a super special event. And it's not just that on her own. It's not like, okay, well, she's not getting a special dress for her baptism, so they don't love her enough. It's that compounded by their reactions to everything else. How far can we go with spoilers? You can spoil it all you want now. Pippa, they didn't know if their child would survive. Oh, yeah, yes, we have already established this. I believe they mentioned that other commoner families do that as well. I did not see that in here. The Dragon's Treasure, thank you for the $5. Stop reading books. You are a woman and books put thoughts into your head and we can't have that? Oh my god. They don't know she will be alive by then. So if they don't know if she's gonna be alive by then, why not give her another reason to live and kind of like get her hopes up and get her excited, I guess? You know? Like, if your child is potentially gonna die any day, why would you not want them to be like, oh, well, for your baptism, because you're going to have a baptism, you know, regardless if you actually think the child is gonna have a baptism or not, would you not want them to think that they're going to? You know? Would you not want them to think that they're gonna have a baptism? It's kind of like Make-A-Wish, you know, your child has stage 4 brain cancer. He's probably not going to become an astronaut, but you let him think he's going to become an astronaut. In the later books, the other people around mine feel more like her family than her real family. I thought you hated Make-A-Wish kids. I think you need to look at the baptism dress more like a wedding dress. There's no reason to get more than one. But that's exactly what people do. But if they say that and they live, you have to make another dress. So you make another dress. Sell off your other one. Sell off Tuli's dress and make another dress. Even if you have to be more conservative with your resources this time around. People who can afford it, yes. So sell off Tuli's dress and make a smaller, more cost-effective dress. Fabric is expensive, bro. Yes, so sell the dress. Or trade with somebody else. Well, probably not trade. Sell to whom? What do you mean sell to whom? Sell to somebody else. They're in a city. No guarantee that we'll get enough for the dress? Okay, there's not even an attempt. There's not even an attempt yet. To be fair, how much importance is put to the eldest child in this world? It seems like there's a decent amount. John Garrison, thank you for $5. Look at this snooty rich rabbit with 2 dresses. Dresses are a special part of the culture meant to be made by the mother. You can't sell it. There's no demand for another person's baptism dress. No. To me, okay, so my understanding is like with the dress situation. Okay, just like with wedding dresses, you want to use wedding dresses as like a one-to-one. Somebody else brought up wedding dresses. Some people take great pride in their wedding dresses. And they will buy them new and everything. And then there's a large chunk of the population that can't actually afford, you know, like a brand new wedding dress. And that is why when you go to Goodwill, there is a section for wedding dresses. So people, you got Pippa outing herself as rich brain. Ironically, the fact that you guys assume by default that you have to go out and like spend a bunch of money on something brand new instead of making use of your resources is just ironic to me. The issue that I have is not the amount of money that Mine's mother is spending on the dress. It's the fact that for Tuli's baptism, she makes a big deal about how much pride and effort goes into making the baptism dress. And then for mine, she just says, during yours, we'll just refit Tuli's for you. If you don't think that that puts a lot less importance and feels a lot more apathetic, it's like, cheaper to just have her transition temporarily and double groom it? Wasn't she excited to have her sister's dress? I don't remember. The firstborn child is the most important, especially in those times. It's the same amount of effort because it's the same dress. Wrong. It's less effort because she's taking something that she had already done and did for Tuli and then just making it for, refitting it for mine. I read this book 2 years ago. Was the focus on making the dress with the sister... Wait, the making of the dress for the sister, or making the dress for her sister? What I got from the book, is it felt like they were making... Go to the medieval Goodwill store, bro, and they can just go eat at McDonald's. You guys twist the fuck out of things and turn things into such bad faith arguments. Not all of you guys, but some of you guys are like, well, the mildest inconvenience, or well, they're poor, bro, so they just can't. As if they can't refit the dress. Her mother works at like a dyeing shop. As if she can't just dye the dress a different color and put it up for sale somewhere. You know, like, well, she doesn't have her own like merchant stall or anything, but as if she can't sell the dress to somebody else. It's called trolling. I really am getting fucking baited here. I really am getting baited. She can't. She literally can't. Do you guys not think people can sell dresses? The color of the dress was important. Right, so if people don't... If what you guys say is true, and they don't want a second... Nobody in this world wants a second-hand baptismal dress. Just dye it. So the Destiny River... Oh my god. Real talk, I think you're overthinking this. Maybe, but... My point is it doesn't feel like mine is cared about. And the idea that they're just happy that she lived another day. I'm glad I just dumped my kids on their mothers. So I don't have to worry about this stuff. And also, thank you for the 333. Maybe consider putting that towards child support. Yeah, so what, I have another note here. Moving on from the fact that, again, it doesn't feel like mine is particularly loved by her parents. More, she's tolerated. Mine is not cared about. She has some cost. Unironically. That's what I feel like from this. Okay, I have another note here on page 202. Where, by this point in the story, it really doesn't feel like mine's book smarts have come into play at all. It feels like mine's obsession with books could be replaced with pretty much any other art form, and it would be inconsequential. Packing, thank you for becoming a big peepee. I feel like if you replaced mine's love of books with love of art, it would be the same story. I really feel like it would be the same story. Because her love of books is... It doesn't really impact... Like, her love of books being that it, like... The fact that it's books doesn't really mean anything. Papermaking and printing press are huge plot points. Maybe later on in the other books, but for volume 1, it really feels inconsequential. They could have replaced her love of books with a love of sculpting, and it would feel likewise the same. Instead of it being her trying to go get paper and being obsessed with paper, it'd be she's trying to find materials that would allow her to sculpt. If it was art, like painting, if her obsession was painting in her past life and all she wanted to do was look at paintings and she was so obsessed with paintings, it would just be her quest to get resources for stuff that she could use for painting. Rocks are free? Yeah, rocks that you can then like heat up to keep their shape and everything are not free though. Like the clay that exploded on the fire, like all of that stuff would have been the exact same. She wanted to read, not write. What is that? With how things are going, she could have also just had an obsession with writing. And it would feel the same. For volume 1, it just doesn't start off very strong. The series does not start off very strong. And that's not terribly uncommon with light novels or just anime related works in general. So if 𝐒𝐡𝐴𝐻 was like, oh, well, I mean, it does get better later on, I would unironically believe that. What else do I have right in here? More shit with the food. I hate the magic stuff, chat. I hate the magic stuff. Page 211. Tuli says, don't mind those mushrooms will dance if you don't burn them first. I hate little moments like that. I'm sure it's building up to something. Maybe it's interesting later. But God, I don't like all of the annoying little like, oh, the mushrooms burn, or the mushrooms dance if they burn. Oh, or if you don't burn them first. Oh, the little minks or whatever the hell they are. They melt if you don't butcher them properly. And it's like, it just takes me out of... It takes me out of the world. Explain the screaming radish. Assumingly, it's a mandrake. What chapter is page 211? Intense battle with food. Magic becomes later on, in my opinion. It's only magic to us, Pippa? Yes, and I am the one reading it. And in my opinion, the random bits of fantasy sprinkled throughout the story unimmerse me. These strange fruits and vegetables are a small plot point that is barely explored so far. I'm glad mine did come to her senses a little bit and start to, I guess, mature a little bit as the series went on. As the volume went on. Page 212, The Road to a Meeting. I nodded hard. He had surely experienced things I could never imagine as a traveling merchant, and it was more than possible that he could think up a solution I couldn't. So this is when she's talking to Otto, if I remember correctly. She was talking to Otto. Yeah, she's talking to Otto about there's stuff that she wants to do, and she's referring to paper. And she doesn't know how to do it, and it's frustrating her. And Otto eventually does, like, tell her, like, if you can't do it yourself, then if you have the brains, you just have somebody else do, like, the physical work. And I really like that. I really like that moment. I like that instead of mine copying an attitude, like she probably would have at the beginning of the book, mine actually did have some growth, throughout the book. And that, I guess that kind of surprised me. Yeah, child labor saves the day. Speaking of odd book introductions, I heard that Moby Dick has a long intro about whaling. Is that true, chat? Typical merchant. Why did they have to bring up traveling merchants? Spoiler, mine used child labor to make books. Wow, 5-year-old learned something. She's actually in, like, college, but you guys keep arguing about this. What was the next part? Those of you who were arguing with me last stream about, hunting. I forget what the context was, but you fuckers argued with me last stream about how people were not allowed to hunt. And people would not be allowed to hunt in the book because of it. But then in the book, page 205, Intense Battle with Food, one of our neighbors had bagged 5 birds in the forest, apparently. So yeah, one of her fellow poor neighbors went out hunting and brought back food. So fuck off, chat! And it's not mentioned to be taboo or illegal or anything. Poaching is a thing. Yeah, you know, that's what I said last time too. Small animals were allowed, not big game. Chat didn't read. Fair, fair. A lot of you guys did not read. Oh, here's another little moment that I liked. On page 223, The Road to a Meeting. Yep, there's a former merchant for you. His warm smile belied his wonderfully dark ideas. He's definitely guiding me into doing what he wants already. I remember him saying that paying a mathematically skilled assistant in slate pens is nice for his budget. I like that. I feel like Otto is more... I mean, I already said he's more interesting, but I feel like Otto has more just character in general than either of the parents or Tuli. really any of the other side characters. I really feel like maybe it's just because we spend less time with Otto though than we do with the other family members. It's like Mine's family is just so boring. Mine's family is just so boring. Thule is just kind of like I understand her character, you know, like she's the older sister and she feels like she has to take care of Mine and she has things that she wants to do and she's also kind of a simple person. But I'm sorry, Thule's not very interesting to me. She's a realistic character, but she's not very interesting. Otto's a lot more interesting. Family does get sidelined a bit later. Thule is the best, come on. Maybe Thule does something interesting in the later books, but she's not interesting right now. Parents never get any development other than crying. Oh boy. Wait, why did I mark this? Why did I mark this? 249. Nothing about her was like a kid that hasn't even been baptized yet. Oh, right. So Otto and Benno are talking about Mine and how strange she is. And that was just such a breath of fresh air. That was just such a fresh air. Like, it was so jarring to me how all of the characters just kind of treated Mine like she was a bit quirky, but was, other than that, normal. I don't know, like, the other characters just kind of felt like they were just there most of the time, you know? Like, they didn't really have much impact on anything. They didn't have much, they were just kind of there to react to things sometimes, but they didn't actually affect any of the things that... I guess they did affect the plot somewhat, like Mine's mother driving her insane by burning her stuff all the time and ruining her hopes. But it felt unrealistic to me that, for example, the parents just kind of treat her strange inventions as kind of a, just a thing that happens. Just like a small oddity, like, oh, it's raining in the summer, you know? They just kind of treat it like that. Versus, like, even Lutz and his brothers, when she starts inventing like these, like the okra pancakes, when she starts inventing like the different food items, the different recipes. Like Lutz's family is like, oh, well, that's crazy. Oh, this is great. And then like there's an actual like outcome from that. It's only been like 6 months. 6 months is a long time. 6 months is a long time, especially when you're living day to day. Like, I just feel like, I don't know. It feels like Otto was the only one that really recognized it, I guess, to the extent of what I think is realistic, and that is, I want to say utilitarianism. Is that the right word for that? Or just being utilitarian? The things that Mine does can be recognized as being beneficial. And yet people don't act on it. The people around her don't act on it. Yes, effective music. Like, I feel like if this were in a more realistic setting, I feel like Otto would have been correct in that her family would have, or the people around her would have been like, oh my god, she's a witch, we need to like burn her, you know? She's too strange, she's coming up with all these weird things, she's been possessed by a demon or whatever, you know? Or I feel like her parents would have been more like, oh, well, we can make use of these things, so let's capitalize on it, you know? Her parents recognized that mine was weird, they just don't get her into a fire because of love. It is explained later on. They don't really react to it either, though. They don't really react to the things that she can do. Because she does do things that can save them money and can gain them money, but they don't act on it. Tell that to all the inventors in history who were treated like they were insane. But that's what I'm saying. That's literally what I'm saying. Like, people, when stuff like that happens, people either want... When somebody comes around proposing, like, new ideas and everything that are either beneficial or just outlandish in general, people either want to punish that or capitalize on it. They're good if stupid people. Parents never react to weird shit that 6-year-olds do. But stuff like the soap, I feel like more realistically, like, mine's mother is kind of obsessed with her pride, you know? Like, she wants to be... Like, she likes to consider herself like a beauty because she's a talented seamstress, and she took great pride in Tuli's dress, and she makes a big deal out of these sorts of things. So I feel like, especially with the shampoo, especially since mine's mom does try the shampoo and does recognize that the shampoo works, I feel like something more realistic would have been mine's mother then taking, like, the recipe for that shampoo and bragging to all of her friends about it and getting them all to do the same thing. Maybe they wouldn't necessarily be smart enough to, like, actually capitalize on it in a monetary sense. Maybe mine's mother wouldn't, like, go around selling it or whatever. Did Pippa read the light novel or the manga? The light novel. Vanity is a luxury, but pride is innate. What chapter is the one where mind summons a demon? What? In anime, the parents are usually just plot devices, not real characters. If I remember correctly, they didn't have a lot of oil to make the shampoo. She doesn't need a lot of... Like, she doesn't need the oil itself to make the shampoo. The point is, like, if it was a more realistic parent, in my opinion, if mine's mother was more realistic of a character, I feel like she would have went around bragging to, like, the other moms and trying to get them to, like, get her to give them the recipe and everything. Pride is for the rich and people who aren't worried about making it through the next winter. I disagree. I think a lot of the people that... I think pride is just something that's very innate. And you will see homeless people that will clean up after themselves because they don't want to be seen as a beggar. Or you will see people who are living paycheck to paycheck that will paint that will spend all of their money being they'll become car poor, right? Like, they'll buy like a really nice car even though they're living in squalor, basically, because pride is just so innate in people. I wish I knew the homeless people you do. Well, I don't really know homeless people, and not all homeless people are like that, but it's just not the culture of the society, Pippa. That's not really pride, that's just conscientious. I don't agree. That's called total rich. Her family is even considered weirdly accepting, lets his parents mention it later in the book. It's entirely possible that she did want to show it off, but wanted to make money off of it. Remember how she wanted mine to make baskets over winter when when the paper didn't work, so making money is priority. She didn't really act on it. I don't think she would have been... If she really is so dumb, I don't think she would have been so smart as to be able to capitalize on it on her own. I could see mine's mother like finding like a merchant or whatever, like maybe somebody else in the building or something, and being like, hey, this is what my daughter can do, and if you pay me, be it in chickens or whatever, she'll teach you how to do it. She just didn't capitalize on it. A lot of people that I know are on hard times because of themselves by making shitty purchases like cars instead of investing in their houses or themselves. You did say it was only 6 months, so maybe she planned on doing it but didn't get around to it because of other priorities? I feel like then it would have made sense, given the timing, that she would have tried capitalizing on it, because during the baptismal season, it's when people are going to want to look their best, or they're going to want their children to look their best. And more dire than that, or less thought out than that, is she learned about it before winter, right as winter was about to come. So she could have secured their family's safety for the winter and traded like that information for a bunch of firewood or stuff like that. Moving on to the next thing. I don't think her dad, the captain, has noticed that at all. He treats her like he would any cute and sickly daughter. Otto says that on page 251. I think the dad is alright. I think the dad treats the daughter better than the mother does. I think the dad also has more of a reason to be kind of oblivious. He's a lot less involved with the day-to-day. Like, the mother also has a job working over at the dye shop, right? But the mother is the one that, like, does all the cooking and helps them prepare the food and does, like, the cleaning and everything. So the dad just kind of being oblivious to everything, I think makes more sense. The mother, again, just felt really strange to me. She just felt very apathetic. A weird moment, maybe setting up... Who was this talking? Was it Faye talking? I think it was Faye talking. My screen right now is the same color as the highlighter. When mine glared at me with those rainbow eyes, it felt like I couldn't breathe. It hurt. Just thinking about that freaks me out. Mine's just weird and scary. I tilted my head a bit and tried thinking hard about mine's scariness. She's kind of scary, since it's like her head's built different from ours. If she came swinging at us with like a club, we'd beat her easily. But mine would never do that. She's scary because you don't know what she'll do to you. But that's fine. You just have to not make her mad. And the only thing she gets mad about is book stuff, so yeah. I heard Faye let out a relieved sigh. Alright, well, I'm just gonna try to avoid her. I don't know what'll make her mad or not. He shook his head. I couldn't ask anyone else this, because they wouldn't get it. I'm glad I know what to do now, he murmured as he threw away the core of his fully eaten rancho. I wonder... When I read this, I wonder if they're setting up Faye as a potential villain? Pseudo-antagonist, maybe? I don't know. Because I couldn't tell in that moment if he was talking about, like, I know what to do now, I should avoid her, or I know what to do now, I'll beat her over the head with a club. you know? Like... Susan delaying the stream! Oh. My internet was kind of wonky earlier. Page 273 has a great quote. It says, "Get in the van, I've got books." I would buy like a sticker of that. Page 276, Arano, I hope you someday get stuck in a world without books forever. Sounds like it's just supposed to make mine sound more impressive or hint at her magical abilities. Maybe. Pippa, get in the van. I got the rest of the book. But, I'm scrolling through here trying to see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, here's the fucking part about the radish. But I noticed that the white radish was turning red beneath her knife for some reason. It looks scary, like blood pulling out. The fucking mandrake is bleeding and screaming on the table. I don't know if it's actually a mandrake, but... Did I already talk about the point? Back in elementary school, I went on a field trip to a miso factory, and the demonstrations they held there were so interesting I ended up researching more on my own in the library. It feels like mine's knowledge comes largely from stuff unrelated to reading. Like, it says, oh, it was so interesting that I went and I read about miso in the library later. But largely, it feels like the bulk of her knowledge comes from, like, her mother taking her to crafting classes and everything when she was younger. Pippa, what's up with the Ascendance of the Bookworm thing? Did the game fail to launch again? No, Wednesday has just always been the book club day. Mine's knowledge and experiences just conveniently appear for plot to advance early on. Mine's knowledge comes from the silly hobbies of her mother. Largely, yeah. Some of the moments just felt kind of cringy to me, and I don't know why. Like on page 183, Tullius' baptism. He tapped his chest twice in salute, so I jumped off my chair and returned it. It didn't feel cute to me. I feel like it was supposed to feel cute. Like, oh, she jumped off the chair and she's doing the little salute and she's a tiny girl. I don't know. It felt cringe to me. It feels like she's too adult in some moments and then too childish in others. And it's such a strange, like, juxtaposition. Page 172 is when the author states it's been half of a year. So about halfway through the book is half of a year. Mine is absolutely cringe. The fact mine doesn't miss her mom did feel weird. She misses her mom in, like, the beginning, and then she never gets brought up again. Except for when talking about the craft stuff. XYZ, thank you for the $3. Alright, happy big Wednesday. Thank you, thank you. I like how she has flaws and isn't a Mary Sue. That's fair. Some of these, I don't know why I highlighted them. But yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. My final thoughts. Flats. My final thoughts on this whole thing. I'd give it a 7. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Overall, volume 1, I'd give a 7 out of 10. It's just average. It's just an average light novel. It's not the worst thing. I know I complain a lot. But it's just okay. I didn't hate reading it. It got really annoying halfway through. A 5 is average. I think in review scores, 7 is more average. Pacing felt slow. Yeah, the pacing felt slow. The characters were largely unlikable and unrelatable. But there were some interesting characters like Otto. And it's sad to think that in like the anime adaptation, he's probably like a very generic background character that gets like no screen time or personality, I'm assuming. Otto just gets treated like a really generic background character, especially because like seeing the promotional materials for the series, there's like that one blue hair guy absolutely everywhere. Worth reading once and that's it? Probably. I'd read it once and then not again. People like some male character? There's multiple male characters. Yeah, it was okay. Typing would be like a grading system, it passes. Yeah, it passes. Ferdinand is base 2. Haven't seen them yet. I don't know if I want to watch the anime. I don't know if I want to read the manga. What should we read for next week? I don't know. Do you guys want to watch the anime next week? How about Dr. Stone? Is Dr. Stone a light novel or is it a manga? Any isekai stories you specifically like, Pippa? I can't think of things off the top of my head. I cannot think of really anything off of the top of my head. Dr. Stone is bad. Tanaka the Wizard. Saga of Tanya the Evil. I would love to have an excuse to read the light novel of Tanya. Apparently, the light novel for Tanya the Evil gets like really in depth with things. You guys are down for Tanya? Ciao, let's do Tanya. Nakamoto, thank you for becoming Big PP. I love when book club is about watching TV shows, TV and movies and not reading. Oh my god. The horizontal movements are not. I'm just sitting here swaying in my chair. Tanya the Beast. Yeah, let's do Tanya then. I forgot I brought the I forgot I had these little pictures up. The illustrations were cute. She reminds me of a lot of another isekai protagonist. She reminds me of the girl from My Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom. They're both really stupid like that. And they both have kind of like a similar hairstyle. This illustration's pretty cute. But yeah. Baccarina, yep. But yeah, I don't actually like the mostly just this cover. I don't like this cover. This cover is really ugly in my opinion. This cover is really ugly in my opinion. It just doesn't hit. It just doesn't hit. I think it's the lack of neck, maybe. But a lot of the other covers are nice. So yeah. Next week, let's play our ass. A porn game. It's amazing to me how popular the subgenre of isekai to an ultimate game villainous is. I like villainous isekai. One of my favorites right now is called The Depths of Malice. Oh my god, I thought of that off the top of my head. Depths of Malice manga. It's just so bitter. It's so cathartic with how bitter it is. Like, the people in this story are assholes, and she is gonna be an asshole right back, and it feels good, especially because a lot of villainous isekai stuff. Wait, this isn't villainous isekai. Wait, this is isekai. It's reincarnation shit. It's not even villainous ultimate. Fuck. That's why it's good. Nah, hell no. Okay, so this is villainous reincarnation. This girl lives a miserable life And she has like this rich friend, and the rich friend is like suicidal. And this girl ends up dying of a disease, and she makes a deal with like a witch doctor to have her soul like moved over to her suicidal friend's body after her friend kills herself. And it's just so angry. Like, it's such an angry story. It's so nice. Like, the people are assholes. The art style's nice. I really like this art style. Tags erotica and sexual violence. The version I'm reading doesn't have any erotica in it. What the fuck? It does have some pretty fucked up moments. Can you lower the PC fan volume a little? No, I can't. It does have some fucked up moments, like the so her fiance is a total fucking pervert, like, and not just like pervert by like anime standards, but like her fiance comes over and he like gets off to watching her get like assaulted by his friend. So she's like, no, stop, and she stops it from happening and everything. And then she decides, well, I'm not gonna go through with this. My fiance is a fucking degenerate asshole. And the first thing that I don't know if I want to spoil it. She gets revenge. Yeah, the guy gets off on being a cuck. Sounds like a manhwa, but it's like actually good manhwa in my opinion. Like, a lot of manhwa has like the sexual assault stuff, but like here it's actually framed as being like, no, this is bad and I'm gonna get revenge for it, you know, like I am going to ruin your life. And that's what she sets out to do. Like, the people that fuck her over, she sets out to ruin their lives. Yeah, it's kind of like Read of a Healer. It's all in the framing, yep. And it's so cathartic. It usually is framed as bad. I don't know about that. A lot of manhwa is like, oh, well, this stuff happened, but it's okay because this other person, they have trauma. Why are all the manga you read like this? I have mental illness. I don't really like edgy manga. See, I love edgy manga. Like, one of my favorite mangas is Maho Shoujo Site, and that is just the epitome of edge. Like, Read of a Healer, it's bad often. I haven't actually watched Read of a Healer, and I have not read it. But I know what the premise is, and this is a similar premise. What is this called? This is The Depths of Malice. DEPTHSOFMALICE. Have you read Magical Girl Spec Ops? I have not. Domestic Girlfriend sounds for you? That sounds cringe. Is Domestic Girlfriend, like, that sounds like it would be like a slice of life. Oh, this does not look like a slice of life. I'll have to look that up. There was another one that just popped up on my thing that I was about to look at. It's called like, Killing Love or something like that. What's that called? I added it to my to-read thing. What was that called? Killing My Love. That looked interesting. I like the more like adult art styles, but I don't like it when they err on the side of realistic. Man, the synopsis for this one is: lovers have been dying in the cruelest way possible. Victims were sliced up into pieces as if their bodies had exploded. Andrea and Ian were mere bystanders to the spectacle until a misunderstanding throws them into killing my love. This is a game that uses love to fuel murder. Each team of pairs are given targets they must kill, or else. Oh yeah, it's kind of sounds like a more edgy, like Mirai Nikki. I don't know. Is this Manwa? Yeah, it's Manwa. Fuck. But yeah, I suggest Starving Anonymous. Wait, what the fuck is Magical Girl Spec Ops? Are the Magical Girls kitted out with suppressed M4s and infrared optics? You know, maybe. Magical Girl Spec Ops. Oh my god, it's real. Oh, I've seen this! Well, I didn't watch it. But I've seen, like, screenshots of this and everything. Ah, this is what this is called. Huh. You like seinen? Yeah. Did you read Mahou Shoujo of the Apocalypse? I did not. It's kind of weird. Listen, weird is the best. I looked up Killing My Love on a random reader site. The only comment on the series reads women's. Oh my god. Magical Girl Raising Project. I've heard of that. I suggest Twin Peaks. Do you have anything to say regarding your preference for slime? What the fuck? Frankenfran. We did a book club on Frankenfran already. Anyone ever read that light novel about that time I was reincarnated as a toilet or something? What? What? Raising Project is right up your alley? Really good villainous manhwa is The Villainess Reverses the Hourglass. I will have to look that up. I keep saying that actually on the thing, and I just looked at it and I'm really like, eh. One that I hate, and I just keep reading it because, like, I just read everything that's on this one website in my liked page because I keep forgetting to unlike stuff, and I'm like, oh, this updated, so I guess I'll read this again. I fell into a reverse harem game. God, it's garbage. God, I fell into a reverse harem game. It's such garbage, and they keep putting bottles of Jack Daniels in the background, and I'm just sitting here like, okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Have you read Cat Shit 1? I have not. I've never even heard of that. But, can we not read or watch Isekai? Thanks. Well, fuck you, Mr. Yura. We're reading Saga of Tanya the Evil next week. How should we do this? Should we do like a, like just, what the fuck? What? Who keeps fucking sending me? Jesus fucking Christ. Have you read the Rainbow Light novel? No, I have not. But, I'm gonna call it here. How long is Tanya? I don't know. Should we do book club once a month, maybe? I feel like but by then I'll forget everything. I guess we could just do like our opinions on stuff. Like each week we'll do the book club and we'll just talk about it and like how far did you guys get? What are you liking about the book so far? Bi-weekly, does that not mean twice a week? It's bi-weekly every other week. Twice a month? We don't need super long streams? That's true. Bi-weekly means every 2 weeks. Oh. I keep getting that messed up. Every other week. You guys want to do bi-weekly? Bi-weekly every 2 weeks, tip up. Man, listen. I forget words so easily. Gay? Poll? Twice a week is good. You got something better to be doing, I doubt it. What the fuck, man? You wanna do a poll? I'll do a poll. Bang, bang, bang. Bi-weekly? No. Yes. Yes, sir. I love democracy. Bi-weekly is a weird word. It can mean both every 2 weeks and twice. Can it reiterate? Because I swear to God, I've seen bi-weekly used to refer to like twice a week. Shouldn't you be practicing for the 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐭 show? No, I submitted stuff. It was submissions. It was not a live performance. Bi-weekly means both the oh my God. See, chat, I feel so fucking self-conscious. Okay, I feel so self-conscious and so insecure when I'm like, did I fuck up the meaning of this word? And then I get all these people like, oh my God, Pippa, that doesn't mean what you just said that it means. And then somebody else is in chat and they're like, actually, it can mean either. Or like, oh yeah, it does mean that. And I'm just sitting here like, I feel redeemed! What does the symbol after your name mean? What symbol? It actually can mean a... Man! Man! Your first mistake was putting stock in what chat says. Once a fortnight! Chat, would you like to do book club every fortnight? 𝐶𝐶𝐶 isn't retiring. She's doing a hiatus with no return announcement up in the air. Joseph did thank you for the 33. Still waiting on Bird Prisoner Club. Also karaoke on ending card onegai. Sure, we can do that. I will start scheduling the... Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna start scheduling the book clubs. Like, I'm gonna put the waiting rooms up in advance so we don't forget. And by we, I mean me. By we, I mean... me. Line up the shoulders there. I wish my breasts were that big. Still not gonna read it. So yeah, we're reading Saga of Tanya the Evil. Your deadline is March 9th. Shit, we can't do it March 9th. I have a collab. Shit! We cannot do it March 9th. We will do it. Saga of Tanya the Evil is long, right? So we'll do it... With who? Can I just say it? Should I just say it? Man, I'm just gonna fucking say it. I'm doing a club with Iori and my little brother, Aoi. We've been planning this collab since early December, and timing has just been like, no. So yeah. Politically defined, thank you for the $20. Didn't think I'd be hilariously entertained by a pink... Ah, fuck, your thing has disappeared. Oh, it's gone. Now I gotta read the stream elements. So yeah, please protect your little bro from Iori. He should be scared. He should be scared of both of us. Me and Iori share him. You wouldn't understand, chat. Some of my gen mates were like, share him with me too, please. And me and Iori, we said no. Said no, that's ours. Is Iori gonna bully you into learning Japanese? Maybe. Politically defined thing for the $20. Didn't think I'd be hilariously entertained by a pink wascally wabbit. Blame the Romian. He sent me. What? Share who? My little brother. Pippa, do your best, ara ara. Are we getting a harem? Will bro end up buying your mouse pad? He might have. He might have. Sweet home Japan. Yeah, the Ara is stored in the breasts, and I... What if I just... Ada! That was an attempt. Okay. How about... I could just do Thursday. Book club's supposed to be on Wednesday. Thursday the 10th. I'll schedule it. Book club's just gonna be one day later. Can I get an hour transplant? Super Iron Bob! Thank you for the $5. Pippa's Aura is blurs like Pippa. So yeah, I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna read off some names from chat. Chat's not that busy today, so... Joram, MJC, JL710, Cuddly Kitty Cat, Pill H, Aegis, XYZ, Joe, Billy the Kid, Mana Wars, Oddwin, Bingo Panic, Unlucky Cat, Crab Supremacy Advocate. Oh fuck, it's moving fast again. Hikimoto, JL710, Cypher, this is the manga. No, it's a light novel. You're reading the light novel of Saga of Tanya the Evil, Coconut Tackle, Arcade Bro, Dazine Haro, Ninja Breadman, Nectar. Nah, fuck, I'm gonna have to read the participants list. A-Dog, Aegis, AKFS, Angelic, Arcade Bro, Argo Blargo, Ascended Weave, Soyru, Mal, Badger Cape, Benjamin, Scalera, Billy the Kid, Bingo Panic, BO4, Wow, Born Undead, Brandon, Ryan Lane, Bully Ranger, Calum, Charleville, Chippy Pippy, Chuckle, Huckler, Cypher, Coconut Tackle, Cody Katana, Connie Catcher, Conspiracy Cat, Crab Supremacy Advocate, Dielo, Denied, Devil Hitman, Enwar, Anzilla, Face Lord, Fortune Cookie, Full Loop, Frank, Fakunako, Fuzzy, GK Lord, Grant, Greatest, Hikimoto, Ike, Joe, Jackie, Jameson, Jazine, Hamal, GL710, John Garrison, Dry, Nectar, Nai, KR Yume, Cuddly Kitty Cat, Lil Liger, Limo, Lepa the Warrior, Lil Gremlin, Nagapato, Mal Roadkill, Mana Wars, Mur, Mr. Urine, Mitchell Bader, MJC, Moon Berserker, Moreno James, Mr. Mannequin, Mr. Car Guy, and the very Nitsulo, Ninja Breadman, No Fun Zone, No Name, Noah Heightswap, Oddwin, One Free Counterfeit, Ozlon, Patrick Olsen, Pill H, 5-6 Politically Defiant, Phoenix Slayer, Railgun, Raidere, Rex Avada, Richard Returns, Rico, Ragnar, Ruber, Radiant, Sebastian Cerez, Sergio, Patricio, Sanjuro, SCS, Shrewd Privateer, Some Polygon, Softmud Senior, Spoiled Dragon, Spoon, Stir Fried Scallion, Super Iron Bob, Tebamo Respector, Tumbunk, Taroni, Tempo, The Jested One, The King of Hobo, Skinakashi, Tuesday, Unlucky Cat, Erst, Valkyra, Vash, Vane, Vector, Woma, Zenwar, Zoram, Zincro, XYZ, Y2N, Yahtzee, Young Immortal, Zach, Zero, Blank. Oh, person with a Japanese name I can't understand! I'm gonna translate it. You know what? I'm gonna translate it. Mark the fucking Google. You can't mess with me anymore, man. You can't mess with me anymore. Oh, really? In the midnight. That doesn't look like it starts with an A. Ah sound. That's not an ah sound. Ages. What should we do for what should we do for the karaoke? Chat, I have this weird schizo thought where, like, if somebody found where I live, they might be able to hear me from outside the house, and they could, like, pinpoint where I am in the house by, like, hearing my sound, hearing me talk, and they could just, like, shoot me through the wall. I'm so schizo. Okay, let's go to the ending screen and find karaoke. What's a good karaoke song, chat? Last week we did Disney. Craft Supremacy Advocate, thank you for the kind of feel the same way about shit. Have you guys ever considered the fact that somebody could just like drive by, shoot your house, mistaking it for somebody else? Rick Astley. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna give you up. Karaoke. Let's go, chat. People argue like this. Mental illness. Keep your rifle by your side. Dun, 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 dun. I may improve about not being a neat, but I will never not be schizo. Let's go, gamers. We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been racing, but you're too shy to say it. Inside we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna play it. And if you ask me how I'm feeling, don't tell me that you're too blind to see. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie. Give you up. Never gonna wait outside. Never gonna aim my gun at your floor. Never gonna stand outside and go. Never trust the feds, never trust the feds. Da, da. Never trust the feds, never trust the feds. Da, da, da. We've known each other for so long. I've been creeping on your browser history. Inside we both know what's been going on. I've got the backlog and I'm gonna post it. And if 4chan does not believe me, I'll just send you to a foreign country. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and post on WikiLeaks. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and knock on you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around, desert you. Gonna shoot your dog and frame you. Good line, dog. Good night.